Links before Select File will be available starting Monday, but only to people who've been invited to test the system. A survey of Washington election workers shows that a third of them have been harassed and nearly 1 in 5 have been threatened. Tougher punishment for harassing or threatening election workers has passed the House. Now the Senate's considering making it a Class C felony, punishable by up to 5 years in jail and or a $10,000 fine. More renters in the state and their furry friends could stay together if a bill to lower pet deposits passes. Lower-income renters often have to surrender their pets to shelters because of unaffordable pet deposits or fees. Even by Alaska standards, there's a lot of snow up there this winter. Anchorage has set a record for the earliest arrival of 100 inches of the white stuff. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Lavonne Ellis.
Good morning. It's a KCHW Morning Show for Wednesday, January 31st. I almost got it wrong there, but I got it right at the last second. We're here with Sharon Ludwig, Lavonne Ellis, myself, Chuck Ritchie, and later for the second half of the show, we're going to be joining one of our special friends, K.S. Brooks, here to talk about some film stuff she has going on. That's pretty exciting for not only for her, but for all of Chihuahua and for everyone involved. It's a cool thing that she's got going on. So how are you guys doing this morning?
Okay. I'm a little slow.
Yeah, me too.
It is.
Trying to decide.
I'm assuming a lot of our listeners out there can feel us and feel it and understand. I think this it's a little early in the morning. I think it's pretty understandable to be feeling a little slow. Luckily for me, there was no line at the coffee shop this morning.
Thank goodness. That's what I need. Coffee.
Right? Don't we all?
Yeah.
I don't operate by coffee.
Oh, that's
because I don't drink
that's
it.
Right. That's right.
Same here, and that's what I'm saying. I need some this morning.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow. So we've got Winterfest coming up on Saturday. It looks like it's been a little warm. We're losing a little snow. I just want everyone to know
a lot of snow.
Yeah. There is a plan. They do have some snow in reserve that they're going to use for that for that rail jam event. So they're out there now. Right now, they've got the streets starting to get closed off, and they're starting to work on that setup right now. It's a pretty big, elaborate, giant thing they're building over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
we're going to party anyway.
Right?
Whether there's snow or not, we're going to party.
That's right. So anyone, I just got a notice for anyone watching on YouTube. If there's anyone out there on YouTube, we're having some issues with YouTube, so we're not. I don't know if it's not getting a video feed or not getting audio or not getting anything, but I just got a notice that we are not moving fast enough to do the live stream on YouTube. So that might be we might be having some issues there, but we will try. I'll try to work on that as we go throughout the day. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get us our weather up and going here because I'm not seeing it for some reason. Computers are being a little wonky today. If you're watching us on Facebook, I'm going to open this up a little bit, so don't pay attention to that. There we go. Yeah, but speaking of the Winterfest, it's going to be a pretty great event. We're going to have a giant tent downtown. There's going to be a main stage. We've got a bunch of nice, great bands playing. We've got just a few little teasers for Chihuahua's Got Talent that are going to be coming up in between the shows. We've got there's vendors going around. The Creative District has some stuff. We're going to talk about some of the stuff more in detail. But that is the big event of the weekend.
Yes.
That's what we have going on, and we're gonna do the thing. So let me go ahead and get our weather up and going here if I can. Again, we're having some slow computer things going on here today. But it does look like we're going to have a high of 46 degrees today with some cloudy skies. Maybe a little bit of chance of rain later. 39 degrees for our low overnight. Tomorrow, showers most of the day. 45 for the high, 37 for that low. 61% chance of rain. Friday, once again, the rain. 44 degrees for the high, 36 degrees for the low. Moving on to Saturday during Winterfest. I was hoping not to see this, but it does look like it's going to be raining a little bit. It shouldn't be too bad during the day. It's going to be cloudy. They said occasional light rain. Highs near 40, so the temperatures won't be too cold. Would be nice if we got a
might
little
have
bit
to change that to Spring Fest.
I know, right?
Or our fake spring, because we always have this
Yeah.
like a week or two of fake spring, then it gets cold again and gets winter.
It's probably going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every year it does that. You always think, woohoo, we're going to have an early spring. It's
Yeah.
never. The
No.
more you think that,
Yeah.
the later spring is.
Yep.
Jinxing it. Yeah.
Right. So so Saturday, like I said, we're going to have, shouldn't be too bad. It might just be a scattering of sprinkles throughout the day. So hopefully not too bad. Some rain mixed with snow later in the evening, and then snow showers overnight. So we're getting the snow, but it might be a day late. Then Sunday, we're going to have more rain and snow with a high of 39, 31 for the low. It's actually going to get a little bit below freezing. We might get some of that snow sticking. But it won't last too long, because then Monday, 40 degrees for the high, 32 once again for the low, with some showers again in the evening. Tuesday, a mix of rain and snow again, 39 and 29. So once again, getting down below freezing just a hair. But then Wednesday looks like the snow is actually going to stop. We might even get some peaks of sunshine out. 40 degrees for the high, 29 for that low. So there is your week's weather. We're going to go ahead and find here. Once again, I don't know what is happening with the computer, but everything, I'm having to reload all of these pages.
Well, you know, when
Wow.
you're saying that, it's making me think of the days of dial-up internet.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I need that sound effect as we wait for some of this stuff.
Very good. You
Oh,
could be
thanks,
the
thanks.
sound effect.
I know, right?
Do you realize there are people who were born after the days of dial-up internet? They not only don't remember it, they probably
Oh.
never heard of it
Did you know that there are people of
or
voting
heard that
age?
sound.
Even a step beyond that, there are people of voting age who have never grown up in a world without Facebook
Oh, my.
or social media.
Oh my gosh.
Or cell
Yeah.
phones or any of that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So today for the at the school for what is today? Today's January 31st. For breakfast, we have the school kids have mini cinnies, a variety of cereal, some fresh fruit, fruit juice, and their choice of milk with breakfast. And then their lunch menu, chicken noodles. Chicken noodles, is that like chicken noodle soup, or it just says chicken noodles? That's
I
interesting.
don't know.
Yeah, it sounds intriguing.
Maybe it's a casserole.
Oh, maybe. But it also
I
comes
don't
with
know.
it comes with a biscuit, some green beans, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, and their choice of milk. So there you go. There's the weather and some lunches for the kids. We're gonna also do. I'm gonna do this one because this calendar is very, very tiny writing. I won't do that to you, Sharon. For our local Chewelah Valley Lions Club calendar, today we have Tammy Rancourt with a birthday, and that is the only name on the calendar for today. So happy birthday, Tammy! Exciting stuff. So moving on, are you guys all on the Interprep?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's move on to some bits and breaks. This first topic here is have you? And this one for me is always an awkward one. One of the most awkward things. Breaking up with a friend. Have you guys ever had to break up with a friend?
Wait, are we on the same page?
Oh, am I on the wrong?
Because I think I heard you talking about that yesterday or the day before. I
Oh,
think
that
I
might have
heard.
been Scott.
Yeah, Val and Scott were talking about
Well,
that.
why don't you go ahead? Because I'm on the wrong day. Why don't you go ahead and take us on to our first
Bits
first
and
one?
breaks.
Thank you.
It says, kids finish the Proverbs. A second
Oh.
grade teacher collected well-known proverbs. He gave each kid in the class the first half of the proverb and asked them to come up with the rest. Here's what the kids came up with. Better to be safe than punch a fifth grader.
Smart kid.
Strike while the bug is close. I guess
Yeah.
so. Never underestimate the power of termites.
I thought that was the Schwartz. You're never supposed to underestimate the power of the Schwartz.
I don't know.
No, okay.
Yeah. Don't bite the hand that looks dirty. I guess you can bite their hand if they've just gone to the sink and washed their hands, huh?
I mean, that is good advice, though, just in general.
You can't teach an old dog math. Oh, horses learn to count, though.
Do they?
Don't you? They do that paw thing where they count to.
Oh.
I've seen
That's
that.
right.
I don't know about math, but I know my dogs get proportions. If they see another dog that has more food in their bowl than theirs, they know.
Oh,
They
yeah.
know.
Yeah, true.
Or if
True.
one dog gets more treats than the other one, they all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you lie down with dogs, you will stink in the morning. Penny saved is not much.
No, it's really not worth much these days.
2 is company. 3 is less candy for everyone. These are smart kids.
Yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, blame your little sister.
Yep.
Yep. And laugh, and the whole world laughs with you. Cry, and you have to blow your nose. Ah, cute.
Aw.
You know, it's not just. I mean, what makes it funny is they're spot on. They're all true.
Yeah.
You know, kids are intuitive. They know this stuff.
Yeah.
They're aware,
Well, they speak the truth, unlike adults.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got a little horoscope for us, and then afterwards you're gonna tell us things we didn't know yesterday, Lavonne. So first
Okay.
of all, you know, I looked at my horoscope this morning. I don't know if you guys follow yours. This is what
No.
mine had to say. It says the stars align for a day of unexpected delights. You might find a winning lottery ticket in your shoe, or win a staring contest with a llama. Just go with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go with that lottery ticket.
So all you llamas out there, beware. I'm coming for you. Don't
And they
blink.
spit.
Don't blink. Yeah. Yes, tell
Okay,
us some
my
things we
turn.
didn't know yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. By the time your kids turn 18, you'll have spent around 96% of the total time you're ever going to spend with them. Oh, excuse
Oh,
me.
that's sad.
That is. Yep.
I don't.
On
I
the
don't
other
like
hand,
that
you
one.
might be
No.
relieved. I don't know. Your risk of getting killed by a relative increases if you win the lottery. There are more bacteria in your mouth than there are people on Earth.
Oh, my.
Wow.
And the world's oldest known work of art was created 44,000 years ago. That must have been one of those cave art things.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
amazing.
I just always wonder how they date those things. How they know, you know?
well. I think they
Yeah.
first to date him. I think they first start out with maybe some flowers, a movie ticket,
A little candy.
yeah,
Valentine's
Oh, so
Day is
funny,
coming.
funny.
Yeah.
a romantic gesture.
Good.
Yeah. So take us to bad bosses, Sharon.
Oh, right. 4 in 10 of us have quit a job to get away from a bad boss. People were asked to share their story. Okay, this is one. He hid in weird places in order to spy on employees.
Wow.
That's really bad. He took a bite of
That's,
someone's...
that's
oh,
oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead, Lavonne.
Well, my parents had a diner, and my stepfather used to put money in weird places to see if people were cleaning in those, in every little corner. How insulting.
Wow.
If the money was gone, he knew people cleaned.
Oh, my. Did
Wow.
they get used to just looking in weird places?
I never asked.
I've seen where people will leave money laying around to watch if somebody steals it.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
just to test, or people will like go through car washes and leave dollar bills sitting out on their glove box and set up cameras just to see if they're going to steal it.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Wow.
I mean,
Okay, back to the bad
Yeah.
bosses. He took a bite of someone's donut while they were away from their desk. Oh, that is bad. He held a meeting inside the bathroom? Oh, dear. She tap danced on employees' desk. He showed
That's
everyone
weird.
a kidney stone he'd passed.
Ah,
That's pretty gross.
That's personal.
Yeah. He kept his lunch in a freezer intended for human organ storage.
Oh.
He rode a
What kind of
child's
job was
scooter
that? Was it?
through
Oh.
the office.
Sorry,
Yeah, that's
No.
okay. We're just...
that's not a bad one. The scooter thing.
No, that sounds kind of like
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
So the human organ storage thing, I wonder if that was at a place where they would have stored human organs in a
It
cooler?
must have been.
Must have been.
Or if it was like one that he had gotten secondhand from like a surplus auction or something that at one point was used for
I
that.
don't
Maybe
know.
or maybe it's just a regular sticker and he got like Halloween decorations that said for human organ storage and stuck it on there.
Well, and then it says share your bad boss story. So if we've got people listening online, they could give us a... And
Yeah.
if you put it on, we'll talk about it. Maybe.
If you're out there on Facebook, leave a
Yeah.
comment and
Yeah.
tell us some of your bad boss stories.
Ah.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a
Yeah.
delay by the time you get them, but if we keep an eye on it, we'll check those out. Maybe read some of them on the air.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any bad boss stories that made you quit a job?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
But share yours if you have one.
Yeah,
Lavonne.
Lavonne's itching. She's ready
Well,
to go.
it's not very interesting. It's just getting yelled at
Oh
Wow.
yeah,
time too often, and things like that.
Yeah.
I once worked.
Oh, I did have I'm sorry, I did have well, this was back in the day before Me Too. I had a boss who literally chased me around a desk. He also made a pass in an airplane, a private airplane. We were going to a meeting. I was his secretary, and he put it on autopilot, and we wrestled all the way to Los Angeles.
Oh, my.
What?
Yeah. He was horrible. I still have PTSD from that guy.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. That was my bad boss story.
Wow.
Wow.
I once had a boss. I was engaged to my wife, and I was working for this company. It was summertime. It was moving into our busy season. We didn't have a lot of money. My wife had to go to Washington D.C. she had to go to the Capitol for an event that was happening for her work. The Monday we got married on a Saturday. She had to leave on the airplane on Monday. The plan was to not do a honeymoon until later, until we could afford it, and she would go on this trip 2 days later, and then we'd figure it out when she got back. Her work surprised me with an extra plane ticket and gave her an extra paid week off. And so yeah, so they gave us and I think they even gave her like a little extra bonus, like an extra $1,000 that the office had come up with for a little bit of a wedding fund. And I went to my work to say like, oh my God, wow, look at what my wife's work did for us. They bought me a plane ticket so I could go, and they'd already paid for the hotel and everything. So it was all, it was already paid for the first half of it anyway. And his response to me was a tirade about how I need to take responsibility, and this is our busy season, and they couldn't afford to lose me, and I need to get my priorities straight.
Oh, my.
So I looked at him in the eye and I said, you know what? I have my priorities straight. I quit.
Yes.
Oh.
And
Good for you.
then he had the gall. He's like, well, if you want, when you're done with your honeymoon, you can come back and we'll give you your job back. But we can't allow you to leave and keep your job. I'm like, no, I won't be coming back. Thank you.
Oh, my.
Wow.
So, special once in a lifetime events like that, you don't berate your employees for not having their priorities straight. 'Cause
Yeah.
any decent human being is going to have their priorities not on stocking shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move into some local stuff, Sharon. I know we got Kat coming in about 20 minutes
All right.
after the break here, and we'll talk about some of the local stuff and get some more details about Winterfest happening on Saturday.
Okay. Well, today, of course, we have pickleball, soft pickleball, especially for beginners at the old middle school, 9 to 11:30. The Center for the Arts has a sit and knit class at 2. Cougar wrestling, girls at Mead, and Fired Up Pizza bingo at 6.
Hey, Sharon, you're a little quiet in the mic there. There you go.
Okay, well, let's get a little closer and talk a little louder.
There you go.
All right. Thursday, we have the complete Winterfest starts with the
Yes.
the juried exhibition and promoting arts and culture in Chihuahua, February 1st through April 13th. Fine art exhibition at Trails End, and a photography exhibition at McCunn Gallery at Mountain Market on Main. Then on Friday, adult pickleball, 9 to 11:30, karaoke at American Legion, 6:30, and if you have high school students, they may not have told you about this activity.
Oh.
At 8 a.m. on Friday, there's the Jenkins Academic Awards Ceremony, and there's the Jenkins, it says it twice, Academic Awards Ceremony, 8:30. That must be really important.
Right?
Yeah, and then they have, oh dear.
Uh-oh.
8:30.
There we go. We got a little...
Hey,
Hey, everybody, guess what? It's time.
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's public radio for you right there.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay. Then let's go on to Saturday. Saturday is our big day
Yes.
for our Winterfest. It's the big local Chihuahua Day. There are so many things happening. I know I'm going to start with at the Creative District. They are having what's called a Winterfest warm-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a make and take giant 3D snowflakes. And if you've ever made these are really fun to make. They look hard, but they're a first grader that knows how can teach you how.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
they
These
are.
are they're going to be we're not going to have any scissors or anything, and these are all going to be pre-cut. It's about decorating and assembling them.
Oh, yeah.
And, they're going to be fun. They're going to be on a stick.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And you'll be able to, the kids will be able to walk around with them. Hopefully it won't be raining too much to make the paper all wet and soggy.
Yeah.
But then there's something you can take home and they actually look nice and you can hang them up on the ceiling or
nice.
something.
And that is from 3:30 to 1 and 4:30 to 6. Now, let me get this right.
Okay.
Because the timing underneath it has hot chocolate and a little fox. Is that time for the snowflakes?
I think so. I can check it out.
Because I
here
have
too.
it. I have this right here,
Oh yeah.
and then they have line dancing from 1:30 to 3:30. Oh, they've got little snowmen dancing on this poster. That's really cute.
The line dancing is going to be fun. We might even see if we can pull them out because couple of the bands that are playing, I believe, are country bands.
Oh,
And it might be fun to do a little line dancing in front of the country bands.
yeah. That sounds like fun. What else, Chuck, is going on at Winterfest? Do you have that in your brain?
I do. We have. There's going to be a center stage. It's going to be on Main Street. There's going to be. We have multiple bands playing out throughout the day. I don't have the list of bands in front of me, but I know we have Spectra, which is a local band. You know what? Honestly, they're about the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I do have a newsletter that has all of the information in there that.
And there will be like little pamphlets, not a pamphlet, but a trifold, I believe, that has the schedule of everything. You can pick those up in different places at Winterfest. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have that schedule in front of me right here.
Okay.
11 o'clock, it's going to be the opening ceremony at Center Stage with music beginning at 11:15. Then 11:30, the Skijoring finals are going to be behind the Mountain Market on Main. If that's going to be approximately 2 hours, I do believe that I'm not sure about that one. I know there was been some talk in the meetings about maybe not being able to do that if the trails are too muddy for the horses.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that will be happening or not. Hopefully it will.
Yeah.
There will probably be more. We'll know more information before Friday.
Right.
I'm
right.
sure that we'll be able to get a good gauge. There's another meeting today, so we'll probably make that decision and get that announcement out to everybody by tomorrow, Friday.
Right. And Monday they were talking about an alternative activity, but they hadn't set that for sure.
Okay.
So there will be activities there.
Okay, great. Yeah, and then so 12 to 8 p.m. Bingo is going to be at 209 East Main Avenue. That is the old secondhand store next to the old coffee shop
Yeah.
beside Andy's.
Yeah.
And
And,
that's-
there will be information and a warm-up space there, and you can get those little flyers that tell you what's going on and where it's going on in the time there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then okay, so then the Rail Jam is going to be at 2:30. That's going to be north of Center Stage on 2nd and Main, and that's going to be approximately an hour and a half long. That goes until 9 o'clock, and then we're going to have from 11:15 to 12:15 is Spectra. Joshua Jacobson is going to be on from 12:30 to 1:30. Steve Shenham is going to be on from 1:40 to 2:30. The Sarah Brown Band from 3 to 4. Fire Creek from 4:30 to 5:30, and then from 6 to 9, the main act is the Usual Suspects closing out the night, doing a full set.
Well, good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be.
So dress warm if it's cold, especially dress warm when the sun starts to get down, because it will get colder. Even if it's warm that day, you're telling us it's going to be 40,
Yeah,
which is really, I mean, that's 60 degrees warmer than it was a couple weeks ago when
Right?
it would hit 20 below. Yeah.
it's a heat. It may feel warmer, but go ahead and you should probably have those coats on anyway.
Yep.
Just make sure.
Dress warm.
Especially your kids that are going to walk out of the house say, "I don't want to wear my coat, Dad." Make them wear the coat.
Yes. Yes. And that kicks off two different kickoffs for the Chihuahua Winterfest. One is Thursday night at the Art Gallery, Trails End, and then this activity on Saturday. And then the Winterfest, of course, goes through April. So not the downtown activities, just at the two display centers.
That's right. I believe there is something happening tonight at the at Quartzsite Brewing as well for the Winterfest. One of the
Often there is for
Yeah.
First Thursday. You're right.
Yeah. And I had that. I had a link to that earlier, and I don't remember what it is, but I believe it was at 6 or 6:30. There is one of the preliminary events for the Winterfest for the Arts happening
Well, nice.
at the brewery tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
stuff happening all over the place.
Yeah. And then we go on into Sunday, Fired Up Pizza, Blues and Brews. Monday, Adult Pickleball, Sit and Knit at the Center. Next Tuesday, I have nothing. If somebody knows of something going on, they should let us know.
Yeah.
Wednesday is Pickleball. Guess Elementary has a winter concert next Wednesday, February 7th. From 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. and it's kindergarten through 6th grade winter concert. I
Aw.
think if you have a child that age or a grandchild or you have a friend or a neighbor, that would be a fun concert to go to.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. And then next Friday is Nothing to Lose Singer Series Disney Classics.
Ooh.
It's at 7 p.m. at the Center for the Arts. $20 gets you into a very nice, I call it a nightclub setting. Somebody else called it a cabaret. I'm not sure but it's really a nice setting what they set up. And then there's food and that you get with your $20. It's if you want to buy alcoholic beverages, that's extra.
Yeah. Very
But
nice.
the food is very nice too. So I'm just looking forward to hearing all the different Disney songs because I know that Janet is producing this with the Nothing to Lose Productions, and she's had people that have never sung before.
Oh, really?
Like our Tammy from the Chamber of Commerce is going to sing.
Oh, I love Tammy.
Yeah.
Yes, she's great.
Yeah, and I know that she's got some others too that have come and said, "Well, I'd like to sing this song," and sometimes she's been able to say, "Okay," and sometimes she said, "I'm sorry, that song's already taken. You'll have to pick another one." So we're going to have a real variety,
Yeah.
from current songs to Disney songs that are 40 years old or
That is
more.
great.
Yeah,
That is great.
yeah.
So I was teasing Tammy the other day at the event up at the golf course on Saturday night, the Light in the Darkness, and I don't know if she knew I was teasing her or not because I saw her standing there in front of me and someone was talking about I believe pickleball, And I was like, that chamber, they're not getting their calendar updated, but they got it on there finally, But
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
and she was standing there and she corrected me, and I don't know if she thought I don't know if she realized that I knew she was standing there and I was teasing her. Yeah. So Tammy, if you're listening, I was teasing you. I knew you were standing there. I wasn't insulting the chamber's calendar. I think we do most of our events from there, and you guys do a really great job.
Yeah, I check with theirs.
Yeah.
With theirs and with the creative districts and the school calendar and the newspaper.
Yeah. And there is an effort happening right now. It's within the all the different nonprofits in town.
Yeah.
The theater, the Arts Guild, the Creative District, and the city, the downtown strategies groups with the city to create a standard community calendar. Where they get submissions from all of the groups, all the organizations in town, and have one place for everyone to go. And see everything that's happening.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing because sometimes things are canceled and sometimes things are added at the last minute. So it'll be interesting keeping it up.
Well, I think, and if we were in a bigger city, we'd be able to handle, multiple groups doing, planning the same event on a different night. But we are a small town.
Right.
And there's a lot of times when, not only do they conflict with each other and take away from each other's attendance, but there's a lot of times people would want to go to both, and they can't be, obviously two places at the same time.
Right.
I think it's going to be a big step forward for event planning and really working together on stuff in collaboration between organizations.
Yeah. But at times we've had things going on at the same time and still had full houses everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's differences. In fact, a couple years ago, we had it was kind of a prom that Stage Time put on. And it happened to fall, maybe it was a homecoming. It doesn't matter. It was a dance. And it was the same night there was a high school dance. And the high school kids several of them, went to the high school dance. And then they came to the Stage Time one. They said, this one's more fun.
Oh.
Whether it was or not, I don't know. But they knew the kids. And so they had a good time. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun if somebody did the theater would probably be a great place for it. Like an adult prom would be fun. I've seen those done other places.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun event.
Well, and your trash parade was
Yes.
kind of it was an adult New Year's Eve party, and that was a great deal of fun. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We've already discussed doing that one again.
Yeah.
We had it wasn't there. We'd hoped to sell more tickets, but for the first time event, and the weather was pretty gnarly around that time.
Yes, it was very cold.
But man, it really went over well, and the imagination and the creativity that went into those costumes were
and lots
really
of people
phenomenal.
came not in costumes, and they had a great time.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
I think out of there was a good amount of people, especially the percentage of people that came with something.
Yeah.
And it turned out, I think that our little fashion show went off pretty well without a hitch, and we had great judges. Thank you, Sharon, for that.
Yeah.
It's a good event. Can't wait to do it again.
Well, and with that calendar, there are groups right now that are planning things. We've got, at the center, we've got all this year through June of 25 that we're starting to plan. Mm-hmm. Because in the summer, we start publishing next year's season, which goes from September through July. Mm-hmm. And so we're working on that. We've set some dates for things. And so having a central calendar with the groups that plan ahead, I know that the Arts Guild does the same thing. They plan ahead about a year. And so to be able to look at what's already on there, that whether it's downtown something, or not, so that you could plan your activities. I just think that's an excellent thing. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of, I know from the creative district standpoint, it's kind of giving us a kick in the pants to get our calendar up and going and figure out dates in advance for things. So, not only is it good for people, it's good for the organizations to
absolutely
to really sort of get them to get that stuff in the calendar and plan ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed that the school district had their 24-25 calendar out, and I downloaded that for work so I would see when school days, because that affects Stage Time and affects some of the things we do. Some of the school stuff. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead before we head into the break here, and before Kat gets here. I know she's listening on the radio. She's been messaging me. Kat, it's 2 minutes to 8. You need to get here. Come on, Kat. No, sorry. She will be here. Let's go ahead and move into the a little bit of trivia before we get into the break.
Okay.
And don't cheat. Don't scroll down.
I didn't look.
Oh,
You guys.
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, no looking, no peeking.
Okay.
We only have a few of these for today. It's just going to be a couple of minutes here. So we have this one. I'm trying to get it out of the way here because I have too many windows open. Americans will consume 770 million of these today alone.
770 million. And if you're talking about consuming, does this mean eating? I mean, is it something we eat, or is it something that we use and like throw away or something?
It is something that we consume internally, eating or drinking.
700 million?
770 million of these today, generally in the morning.
Yeah, I accidentally saw the answer, so I'm disqualified.
Oh.
I recused myself.
You're going to abstain from answering?
Well,
Yeah.
in the morning, glasses of water? A coffee?
Coffee, there you go.
Oh. There's a whole bunch of us that
That was
aren't on that
cheating.
700 million.
What?
Yeah.
Well, she's not a coffee drinker, so maybe it might not be
That's
on the
true.
on
Yeah.
the brain like it is.
Well,
mine.
your hint of picking up your coffee cup, that was wonderful.
Yeah,
that was
you're
a good
welcome.
hint.
You're welcome. I think anyone watching on camera probably caught that one. I know Lavonne did. So the next one here is, the next
Here we
one
go
here.
again.
I'm sorry. I have to get this.
Okay. All right. So Lavonne, I'll take this next one with you. This next one is Spy the Lie. The toothbrush was invented by a prison inmate. In Paris, France, it's illegal to kill mice without a hunting license. And until the late 1800s, chocolate was usually consumed as a drink.
Can you repeat those? I didn't.
Yeah, the first one is
lie.
the toothbrush was invented by a prison inmate. The second one, in
Okay.
Paris, France, it's illegal to kill mice without a hunting license. And then until the late 1800s, chocolate was usually consumed only as a beverage.
Okay, the hunting license.
The hunting license is a lie. In fact, Lavonne, you are correct.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. So Sharon had a phone call she had to get. We're going to go ahead and take our break here. Thank our sponsors. And we'll be right back for the second half of the show after a little bit of news and some sponsor announcements. Thank you so much for listening to KCHW 102.7. We will be right back.
It's 8:02.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Simon Gaitan. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to continue fighting in Gaza until all goals are achieved, amid mounting international pressure to reach a deal to halt the conflict and internal pressure to secure the release of the remaining hostages. Sarah Coates reports from Tel Aviv.
Well, there's quiet optimism here in the region that a deal could be reached in the near future to get the remaining captives out of the Gaza Strip. We do need to remember there are more than 100 people still being held there, with a senior War Cabinet official reportedly saying that while the deal is a hard one to swallow, it may be the final chance to get these captives out. Now, today, senior Hamas officials are meeting with Egyptian officials in Cairo. They'll be discussing the deal. It's understood they'll be discussing the time frame of these proposed pauses to get the hostages out, and also the number of Palestinian prisoners that would be released in return for these Israeli captives. Now, it is important to point out that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he has been saying that there will not be an Israeli withdrawal from the Gaza Strip. He also continues to say that thousands of Palestinian prisoners will not be released, but there is a lot of pressure on him to negotiate, to decide on a deal that will get these people out. Sarah Coates, Tel Aviv.
Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife have been sentenced to 14 years in jail for allegedly selling state gifts. The sentencing comes a day after the former cricketer, who's been in jail since August last year, was sent to jail for 10 years for allegedly leaking state secrets. Hira Mustafa reports from Islamabad.
A court set up in jail where Imran Khan is already serving a 3-year jail term on corruption charges found the former premier and his wife guilty of illegally selling state gifts they would receive for personal profit. Khan and his wife are now disqualified from holding public office for a decade. This is Imran Khan's third conviction, and his party has called it a complete destruction of every existing law in Pakistan. Hira Mustafa, Islamabad.
French farmers are continuing with their protests and road blockades despite fresh government measures. Tractor convoys are blocking the main roads in and out of Paris for a third day, despite new financial support being announced by the Ministry of Agriculture. Ross Cullen reports.
The Farmers' Union Rural Coordination says its members are en route and will succeed in their aim to block the world's largest wholesale food market on the outskirts of the French capital as part of ongoing protests against cheap imports, fuel tax and the impact on farming of climate change policies. Ross Cullen, Paris.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking today at the latest claims made by Elon Musk about his latest business idea, a brain implant called Neuralink. He announced this week that a first human to receive the implant is recovering well. Neuralink is the size of a coin. It has various threads that connect to the human brain, and Mr. Musk says it will allow people with quadriplegia, ALS and other devastating illnesses to operate a computer, a cell phone, or various other devices simply by engaging in the power of thought. Professor Tara Spires-Jones heads the British Neuroscience Association.
So far, the scientific community hasn't seen any data from Neuralink, so this is all behind a firewall. In terms of the general technology of brain-computer interfaces, there have been some phenomenal advances. Just last year, a person who had a severed spinal cord could walk again because they had a chip implanted in their brain that read the motor cortex signals, and then a computer interpreted those and sent it to another stimulator in their spinal cords. But in terms of Neuralink,
I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to continue fighting in Gaza amid mounting pressure to reach a deal to halt the conflict and secure the release of hostages. Former Prime Minister of Pakistan Imran Khan has been handed a second jail sentence in as many days. He and his wife received 14 years for illegally profiting from state gifts, and French farmers are continuing with their protests and road blockades despite fresh government measures. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
It's 8:07.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW FM thanks God-fearing brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Chihuahua Motel and RV Park. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, located at 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua, offers 14 single or double rooms, each with a refrigerator and microwave, in-room coffee station, Wi-Fi, cable, and 58-inch screen television. 2 Airbnb options are available, both with full kitchens, coffee, and a 65-inch smart TV. They also feature 26 full hookup RV spots with 30-amp service. For reservations, they can be reached at 509-935-4763 or ChihuahuaMotelAndRVPark.com. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Welcome back to the second half of the KCHW Morning Show. We are back again with Lavonne Ellis, Sharon Ludwig, and our special guest, K.S. Brooks. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the show. So, KS, you have some. Should I call you Kat or KS on the air?
You can call me Kat.
Okay, call me Kat. Good. Yeah. So you've got some exciting stuff going on. You've been doing some local for a while now. Everyone knows you've been doing video, music spoofs, local videos. You've been doing a lot of stuff, and you got some exciting news to announce, right?
Yes,
yeah.
we do. We've been doing the music parody videos for a while because I got a lot of requests for those, and they seem to make people happy. But Chuck, Joe Wilzinski, and
just let me get you a little closer to the microphone. Yeah, there you go. No, that's okay. There you go.
Chuck, Joel Wilzinski, my friend and director of photography, John Urosco, and I decided to film a short that I had written many years ago. It's about 3 minutes and 13 seconds, and we filmed it last fall, just released it last week, and already it's been accepted into the Idaho Panhandle Film Festival. So we're very excited about that. That's
fun.
Yeah, that's great validation that we're on the track to knowing what we're doing.
It is. And you know, I've been in a few things with you, Kat, and I really enjoy it. And you're a consummate professional, and you've gotten a lot of people getting into film work, and it's great to see sort of the energy that's picked up just around film in Chihuahua in the area.
Yeah, it's we put out a call to people in Republic for something that we're going to be filming next May, and I've got people from all over messaging me who want to be in that, and it's awesome, but it's sad at the same time because we can't accommodate all of them. But I've been talking to people in like Tenasket and Omak and even Chesaw who want to be in it, and it's just not logistically fair, I think, for people to drive that far and be an extra and possibility that they get cut from the entire movie. So I've been talking to them and just telling them, you know, we have a nonprofit. It's Lost Falls Collaborative, and our mission is to bring film and opportunities and also education to people in rural and underserved communities. And so I've been talking to these people in these sort of remoter than here. It's more remote areas than here, and just saying, hey, if you guys have stories, just let us know and we'll come out there. And John and I have talked about that. We'll come out and we'll film, but they're going to have to let us know what story their area tells and how we can bring it to the rest of the world. So that's what we're doing.
How
That-
That sounds really cool.
Thank you.
That is, and so you've submitted that into some other film festivals. Can you talk about that, or is that
Submitting to film festivals is a little bit addictive when you can just do it with the push of a button. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. But yeah, I lost count of how many. It's probably 10 at this point all over the world.
That's exciting. And sometimes I lose sight of it, and I see you submitting all this stuff, and I have to stop and think, oh wait, I'm in that movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun and exciting to think about that.
And you are so good at physical comedy and ad-libbing. And it's funny because I was talking to a very, very experienced actor in Spokane. He had his Screen Actors Guild card for about 10 years, and he said he gave it up because they wouldn't let him act in small indie productions, and he really wanted to do that. But, we were just talking about how most directors and producers don't trust their actors enough to just kind of let them go with it. And I feel like if I've done a good enough job writing the script, what comes next should be natural. And so if they go off script, as long as they're heading in the right direction, I don't care. And I've never had anybody go the wrong way. So I feel like that's a credit to the actors, but I also like to think it means that I'm doing the right thing the right way.
Right. Well,
How many films have you made?
Oh God, I don't know.
Do you keep track?
I don't know. Well, the whole thing kind of started in March of 2020 when everything went on lockdown, and I could see people were freaking out a little bit. So I did a Facebook Live, but I arranged it in advance that people would have parody lyrics to I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates, and I just changed the words to fit like I Can't Go Outside. And I figured we would just all do a sing-along. What I failed to realize is the only person I would hear singing would be myself because it was Facebook Live. I'm like, oh man, this isn't like Zoom, And so the next, that night I got text messages saying, can we do that again tomorrow? And then it just snowballed from there. And I ended up doing 100 days in a row, one parody a day, all to do with the pandemic. And then I ended up on KCHW News, I think, one of those feel-good segments. And just after 100 days, I had to stop. I was going back to work, and it was just too much. And it just, people kept messaging me afterwards, like, are you going to do another one? And so, I saw what was going on TikTok with all these flashy productions, and I couldn't match that. So I ended up reaching out to John Urosco, who I knew was into photography and all different sort of aspects of photography. And he's just amazing. He can do sound. He's coached me with some of my voice stuff. He does multiple track recording. He's a musician. He's an amazing, photographer and filmographer. So it's just like, I just got super lucky.
You did. I've worked with you and John on quite a few projects, and he is just a pleasure just to be around. What a great guy. I love John.
I do too.
Where is he from?
He's originally from California, but he was living in Arden. And now he's recently moved to Spokane Valley to be closer to his girlfriend. So he did desert me, but it's all right.
he still makes the commute when you need him.
He does. He's awesome about that.
And he's also going to be helping do some stuff at the radio station here in the future. And he's put himself on the chopping block to volunteer for some stuff. So we'll be seeing him around here too. Probably mostly with you here. But that's okay. I'll take it. I want to give a shout out too, speaking of, energy around local films and a guy here locally that's really done a lot too to sort of help push things along and make connections is Joe Wazinski.
Joe,
he's
awesome.
He's a full-time kid, also a full-time goofball, but one of the nicest guys in the world. And he's really been pushing for many years for film work in Chewelah and really done a lot of work to promote filmmaking here.
And the Pacific Northwest Filmmakers Festival that's been going on, he has been paying for that himself.
Yes.
That is what a good egg Joe is.
Yeah.
Well, and he's really got this moving. And for a long time, I saw it just kind of slowly sitting, and now it's just snowballing, which is a really good time since he's going to leave the country next summer. He's retiring and moving to Belize. They have a home purchased down there. His wife's already there. He's anxious to get there. And we will miss him in Chihuahua. Yeah.
I do think I sense a little bit of bittersweetness from him from leaving. I think he doesn't want to leave us and wants to. It seems like he's getting trying to get more involved with things happening in his last
and
year.
Get things done. Yeah.
And but at the same time, the guy's literally retiring to a tropical paradise.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't think there's too much bitterness there, but I will all definitely miss him, and I know he's going to miss Chihuahua. So
yeah.
Well, he thinks he's leaving, but some of us may have other plans for him.
Sorry, Joe. You have to stay.
I don't think I can say the K word on the radio. Will we get calls from the police?
I don't think you should. I think you should keep that to yourself, Kat.
Yes. I don't want to give away my plan, my evil plan to keep Joe here.
That would be just as bad as if he moves. So I don't see a purpose in it. Yeah.
We'll put an ankle monitor on him.
That's what
I think
you
it was.
need to do.
I think it was kidnapped. She was referring to.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh God, no! I'm not gonna.
No. Okay.
Three syllable.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
no.
mind went really deep.
Should we play a game of charades, Kat?
Oh,
that was good. So anything else we got coming up in the future, Kat?
Well, we're trying to release one video a month. Usually it's going to be a music parody because those are fun, but they are a lot of work. How long were we here that Saturday, Chuck? We were here like probably 6 hours.
Oh, here at the station?
Yeah, filming that one. So there's a lot of work involved in a lot of these. I don't like to do, things halfway. So yeah, we're planning on having one a month. We're planning on doing a couple of mockumentaries in the future. We really like keeping them short. People's attention spans are so truncated as of late. So we try to keep them between 3 and 5 minutes. But, I get new ideas all the time. I got an idea on my way here to film a parody music video about how much I love my car. So, it's just, they keep coming.
And if we haven't seen these, how do we get to see them? Is there a place?
I post them always on Facebook on my personal profile. And also there is a YouTube channel, the @ by the Brooks, BYDHEBROOKS. It's on my shirt. I don't know if you can see my shirt.
There you go.
By the Brooks. And yeah, we've got all the parody videos there. And so that's under the Lost Falls Collaborative umbrella. By the Brooks is basically all of our just fun comedy stuff. Lost Falls Collaborative itself, that label is going to feature documentaries. Hopefully documentaries with local farmers, ranchers, indigenous people to help preserve their stories. The name Lost Falls Collaborative comes from the dam filling up and covering up the original Kettle Falls. And so that history and its future is no longer there. And that's the kind of thing we want to preserve, are the memories and the stories of these people who, once they pass away, those stories will be lost.
Yeah, I read a book about that once. It was very good. I don't remember the title, but it was so good about the people's stories who'd moved up and some who refused to move. Yeah. And then the water covered their homes.
Yeah, so that's, that's really important to us. But one of the, in another arm of, it was funny because I was thinking of like the Spanish Inquisition sketch from Monty Python. It's like
no one expects it,
right?
No one
it's like
it.
There are 2 methods, no, 3 methods. It's like no, so it's like we basically have a trident. So we've got the experiences in film where we give people the opportunity to be crew, be cast, be on set. And then we have like the educational side where we're hoping to help Joe with passing the baton on the film festival, having some workshops, things like that, so people around here can learn about film, the different jobs, how to be in it. So if a film production company does film up here, there are resources and people who already know how to do that. And then the third tying on the trident is telling the stories of the people who are here. Yeah. So that's what we do.
Well, I would like to add to
I
that.
love that.
Thank you.
I know there's been some working with and talks with TED, the Tri-County Economic. Pardon me, I choked on my coffee a second ago. There's been talks with TED, the Tri-County Economic Development District, about doing some work in film, and I know there's a couple folks over there that are interested and have been on a couple of the phone calls with us with some people from the state. From and I can't remember the name of the organization within the state.
The Washington Film Project?
Washington Filmworks.
Filmworks.
Yes.
I always get that backwards. It's Spokane Film Project.
Yeah, Washington Filmworks.
Filmworks. The sad thing is we don't currently fall under their, requirements, because they have grants available for quote unquote small budget films, and that puts people with low budget, and I'm saying low, starting at $20,000 in competition with people who have budgets of $1 million.
Right.
And it's basically a rebate program. And the feature film that we're going to be shooting in May should not have a budget over $15,000. So we can't even participate in that. And there's a lot of, I think, local, rural, and remote filmmakers. And I feel like the remote people are not really seeing the same inclusivity that the other small projects are having, small starting at $20,000.
Yeah.
So, it's been a little bit discouraging to me. I've been looking at stuff with Washington Tourism Authority, and I think we have a better shot working with them, which is sad to me, because the film work should be, helping everyone if they can. So I am going to be in touch with them, though, in their defense. I don't know if they know about, people with smaller budgets. So I am going to be reaching out to them anyway. But we're a nonprofit, and we're currently going for our 501c3. So anyone who wants to invest in a film and help us out, it would be tax deductible, but just not yet.
Okay, and once that gets up and going, you're not to a point right now where you can take donations, but
we can take donations. They're just not tax deductible.
And how would people go about that if people out there are listening and interested?
They can throw money at me as I drive by now. They can just reach out to me via Facebook. We have a page on Lost Falls Collaborative on my website, which is ksbrooks.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's ksbrooks.com/Lost Falls. So yeah, it's a lot of work, takes up a lot of time. Everything has been self-funded so far. Every video that people has seen, I have footed the bill for, which, I don't mind. But I don't mind until I run out of money. So, but I just seeing the excitement on people's faces when they're involved in film, you can't put a price on that. And so that's been super cool.
When this PACA, the Center for the Arts, when we got our 501c3, we started the application in August and got it in the spring of the next year, and they retro date it back to the August date.
Oh, nice.
So people who had given us money during that time could be
excellent
501c.
Thank you.
That was in 2008, so I don't know if the rules are the same.
Well, I appreciate that info, because I am looking at this going, oh my, I have 80 pages to read from the IRS to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I know too. The creative. We're trying to get the creative district to work on some stuff in the future. I know in the radio station we have lofty plans. We don't. Again, funding is always an issue. We're trying to figure out some funding to do some. Aside from just daily operations, maybe do some improvements to the studio here, and maybe do some Scott and I know it's been one of Scott's dreams for years is to start an audio video studio in here for film editing and create a resource for local filmmakers. I know there's a lot of ideas floating around, but not a lot of money to fund them is one of the big issues. And I do know the 2024 statewide creative district convening is going to be happening in Chewelah in June. And we do hope to have some of the people from Washington Filmworks here in Chewelah to do some talks. So maybe they'll have some better news for us, or we can discuss some of the issues of small budget films here in rural areas. And maybe they can change some of their policies or create some new programs for folks like us that want to do films here in Chewelah.
Yeah,
That'd
there's
be nice.
nothing like face-to-face advocating, right?
And when you do get your 501, Ted is such a resourceful up there at Tri-County Economic Development. Both Brandon and Shelley, they shoot us links to grants all the time.
Nice.
Yeah. And so you get on their list, and they look out for the small businesses in the counties here.
Right.
Yeah, they're
That's
very
great.
Good. Yeah.
And Brandon, and that humble brag here, Brandon is one of our newest board members for the radio station.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, as of this week. So Brandon Hansen, it's going to be a good. Brandon's a good guy. He does a lot of stuff, good stuff for local, nonprofits and small businesses, and he's active in the community. And we're really, really excited to have him on board. Him and Don Olson. Who's a local musician, and he's done a lot of work with sound in the past. He's got a lot of knowledge to bring, and we're excited to have him on. So welcome on board to our new board members.
Well, that's fun. And the Chewelah Center for the Arts, it's kind of confusing. Our building is named the Center for the Arts. Our official name is Chewelah Performing and Cultural Arts Center. That's our state name and our official name. And so shortened to that's PACA.
Yeah.
Performing and Cultural Arts. So it's kind of confusing that the board is PACA, but the building is the Center for the Arts. But we added a new board member also last week.
Nice.
Chris Carpenter is on our board. We're so excited.
I did.
Nice.
I heard that. I heard that. Yeah, she is wonderful.
Yeah, she is.
She's a good addition to have.
Yep.
So I wanted to someone who's been quiet over there, Lavonne. I speaking of film work. I like to brag about you a lot, Lavonne. I don't know if you know this or not, but you've been involved in a fairly major film as well yourself. Do you want to talk about that? An extra.
I was an extra in Nomadland, which was pretty cool. Amazing.
Which was an Oscar award. How many Oscars did that film win?
I'd have to count them up, but it got Best Picture, Best Actress.
Best extra.
Director. Yeah.
Best extra.
Best extra. Yes. I was a friend of mine. I had a close up, and a friend of mine named my character "Intently Listening Woman."
Well, you did
So
actually
that
have
was fun.
You did actually have lines though that didn't make it into the final film. Is that?
Yeah, I had a whole scene with Frances McDormand. That was like the memory that will stick with me the rest of my life. But they cut it, and I'm glad they did, because I was really embarrassed about being overweight and all that. But it was amazing just watching a master work,
Yeah.
She was amazing.
And you have a couple of your best friends were at the Oscars
Yes.
on stage in there looking absolutely beautiful. That's exciting to see.
Yeah, it was. They got a makeover that was incredible, and got the dress. I told Linda Mays, my best friend, I told her, "You get a mani-pedi." Insist on it, and they gave it to her. They flew in a manicurist and a hairstylist just for her from New York.
Oh wow.
That's incredible.
It was incredible. Yeah.
We're like one step away from greatness, all of us right here.
We are, yes.
We're not even a step away. We have greatness right here in this room.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
That's right.
And we choose to live here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right, because it works.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Kat, is there anything else you want to add about your film work before we move on to the funny stuff, or if it's funny, is it funny? I don't know.
I want to hear about this feature film you're planning.
It's a Western
What's that
comedy.
about?
It's a Western comedy, and I am very, very tight-lipped about my projects because I have been plagiarized numerous times. In fact, that video that you were in as an extra, Lavonne, last October, somebody's copied that.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
I found it on YouTube. I was just doing a Google search, Monster Mash parody, Lobster Rash, and video came up of a guy who's got like 17,000 followers. And he's singing about a rash to the Monster Mash and scratching himself. So, yeah. So I don't. Everyone's got to sign an NDA. That's all I'm saying. All listeners must sign an NDA before I will reveal anything further.
It's so sad that people don't have their own ideas. They got to steal them.
Well, I mean, they say it's the best form of flattery. Don't know about that, but my writing back in the 80s, the 80s was the first time I was plagiarized, and so I just quit all the writers groups. I won't even go anymore. So, yeah.
I would be willing to guess though that if you have some money you would like to contribute to the film project, if you go to ksbrooks.com, then you'd be willing to loosen those lips a little bit in exchange for some funding for the movie.
In exchange for a signature on an NDA, I absolutely would.
And for our listeners, what does NDA stand for?
Oh, I'm sorry, non-disclosure agreement.
Yes.
Yeah, I think with kind of any film project, they're going to make anybody involved with the project sign something along those lines.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
And actually, people have been really good about not posting pictures that they took during the shoot until after the video has been released. That's been really great.
Yeah.
Well, I would, but I'm just too lazy to do that. So you're safe with me, Kat.
Well, you're usually busy acting, so you don't really have time to take the pictures.
I do take some pictures, but I'm not good about getting them to you. So there's that.
That's okay.
But, yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on. And Kat, I would love it if you would stick with us. I know you don't have a screen in front of you logged in, but you can always sit there and make smart comments to what we're saying.
Smart Alec comments, you mean?
Yes.
A little too early for smart.
That's true. That's true. I can't do smart is something that really doesn't really depend on the time of day. I'm not great at it. So there's that. Let's go ahead and move on to the back onto our cheat sheet here. We're going to go to some celebrity birthdays. I'll kick things off with there, and then we'll move on down from there. Today's Jonathan Banks. He was Mike Ehrmantraut on Better Call Saul on Breaking Bad. He's 77 years old. Longtime actor. We all know him. Anthony LaPaglia is 65. Minnie Driver. Ooh, one of my longtime crushes. She is 50.
I love her.
Yeah, she is fantastic. 54 years young. Portia de Rossi from Arrested Development, 51. Kerry Washington from Scandal, Little Fires Everywhere, is 47. And Justin Timberlake, I believe this is your favorite musician, Sharon. He is 43 years old.
I didn't think he was that old.
Yeah, right? Remember when he was a kid? I remember when he was a kid, and he's in his mid-40s. How does that work?
Yeah.
Wow. So, Sharon, why don't you tell us what happened today?
Well, in 1930,
on today,
3M introduced Scotch tape. And how would we live without Scotch tape?
I've used it at least 4 times in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. In 1990, the first McDonald's opened in Moscow, Russia.
Oh.
I wonder with the supply chain if it's still operating. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
This one I love. In 2001, an 81-year-old resident of a Biker, England nursing home and her 71-year-old friend wrestled a burglar into their bathroom and locked the door until the police arrived. I'm not sure how they locked it from the outside, but that's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the 32-year-old heroin addict was charged with 2 counts of assault, drug possession, and burglary. The ladies are shaken up but not seriously hurt.
Oh,
yeah.
so cute.
Isn't that nice? Yeah. In 2009, Elton John launched a line of crystal-encrusted iPods to raise money for charity. A share of the profits from selling the $600 limited edition players went to the singer's AIDS Foundation. I love it when popular people or, well-known people help out, That's really nice.
Yeah.
2010, Avatar became the first film to gross over, drumroll, $2 billion worldwide.
Wow.
That's just...
Wow.
Yeah. And in 2017, Donald Trump fired Attorney General Sally Yates after she instructed Justice Department officials not to defend Trump's travel ban. Oh, he lives in a world of his own. In 2022, Wordle was purchased by the New York Times. Welsh software engineer Josh Wardle, only it's Wardle, so do you pronounce it Wardle?
Wardle?
Created the word game as a personal project for Wardle's partner. Wardle created a prototype in 2013, but it was not until the pandemic in 2020 that he revisited the idea and refined the game. I've not played it. Do you guys play that?
I play it every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have a
love it. Yeah.
cousin-in-law that plays it every day, and she posts her, how she does on Facebook.
I started off playing Wordle, but now I play. There's two variations. There's Ceda Quartal and Ceda Quarter, and Ceda Quartal is it's the same rules as Wordle, only it's 16 puzzles at a time, and you have 24 chances to figure out 16 puzzles.
Oh my goodness!
And then so there's Ceda.
How often do you get it right?
About 95% of the time.
Nice. Oh my gosh!
It's so Ceda Quartal is the same. Only you can go around and you can go through all 16 puzzles, and you can see the letters, and you can skip around from puzzle to puzzle and figure them out. In whichever order. Ceda Quarter, you have to start at the first one and then do the second one all the way to the 16, and you get you get 6 chances to get it wrong, in 16 puzzles.
Wow.
And I always start with my 4 magic words that I start with that use all the vowels and have my combination of words, and then I have 2 chances for the rest of it to make a mistake. But I usually do pretty good.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Wow, I just play Boggle.
Boggle's great too.
Well, Boggle, they said, is good for, to help prevent dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff like that it works your brain. They also said that about learning new dances and ping pong.
Mm-hmm.
I researched and wrote a really long story on ping pong, the benefits of ping pong for the Silverado. I think it was about a year and a half ago. My friend Doug Johnson's really into it. He's like nationally ranking. He lives in Marcus, and I just got into researching it, and it was amazing. They're using it to rehabilitate people with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's.
Wow. I watched a documentary on a young man who was a world-class ping pong player. I believe his name was Forrest something. It was great.
Gump?
Yeah. Yes, that was it. Yeah. It came out in the 90s. Yeah, it was a good documentary. Yeah, the guy did all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
I believe he ate some candy too.
Yes.
So yeah, that's cool. I love the word games. I do. What's the other one too? I can't remember the name of it. The Japanese numbers game.
Sudoku.
Yeah. I do the easy one, but
that's not word. That's numbers.
Numbers. Did I say word?
Yeah.
But then you said numbers.
Okay, I meant numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I play it on the easy level though, and try to do it fast.
Yeah, me too.
There's somewhere that's like numbers. They go so far up that it's numbers and letters, and I can't even comprehend that one.
Could I just say, please?
Yeah.
I want to thank Jared Arnold for allowing me to use the word kerfuffle in a subheadline on a news story.
Nice.
When we're talking about
that.
words,
That was
I
great.
love that word. I never
It's a
ever
great
used
word.
it. And it was like a week and a half ago, and I'm still smiling over it. He goes, I Googled it, and it means exactly what happened. So I left it in, and I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think kerfuffle is a very apt word. I was there that day. I don't want to get into too much detail on the radio, but I think everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
It was an event, and I gotta say, the city council could probably make a good little chunk of change if they sold popcorn at the beginning of the city.
Yes.
Popcorn, snacks,
Yes.
Yeah. So the word kerfuffle means a commotion or fuss, especially one caused by conflicting views. Yeah.
Amen.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's your word of the day, people.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. So tell us about special events today, Lavonne.
Oh, yes. Well, I really appreciate this one. Appreciate your Social Security check day.
Woo!
Which is,
all our life.
Maybe tomorrow for most people. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, ours
What?
comes the third Wednesday. So I think they must have them different times. But all our married life, we got one check a month because my husband's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden now we get a retirement check at the first, and in the middle of the month we get Social Security. It's so fun. We never run out of money like we used to.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, of course we don't have kids
it's
either
also-
anymore, so we don't run out of money.
Right.
At home.
It's backwards day. So
Oh.
I guess you could wear your clothes backwards or walk backwards. I don't know.
Moonwalk.
Talk backwards.
How about talking
Can anybody
backwards?
do that?
No.
I was just about
I
trying
can't
to
do
think of
that.
something to say, but I can't even think of it. Day backwards.
Eat Brussels sprouts day. I love Brussels sprouts.
You can have
Maybe I'll go
mine.
buy some.
That is one of the most
What?
undeservedly hated vegetables on the planet. Brussels sprouts are delicious.
It depends
Well,
on how
you
you
know,
cook them.
Exactly, Sharon.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
If you boil them, no. But roasting them,
Roasting with
they're
garlic
incredible.
and bacon bits. Oh, yeah.
Roasted.
Yeah.
I like doing them with a little bit of roasting them with some bacon and some
Bacon.
and some pecans and
Ooh.
cranberries.
Ooh.
I'll even shave them, like run them through like a
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like the mandolin.
Crispy.
Yeah, and then you fry them up and put them with bacon and
Oh,
pecans.
you're
and
making me hungry.
put a little
Okay.
balsamic
Yeah.
glaze on them. Ooh, yeah,
Go Chuck.
yeah.
It's also Hug an Economist Day. I don't know any economists to hug.
Me
Do
neither.
you?
Mm-mm.
Is it?
Well, we should find one and hug them.
If you know a bookkeeper or
Well,
something,
it's-
is that close enough? I don't think that's the same.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. Hell is freezing over day.
Ooh.
No, that was a couple of weeks ago.
Right?
God.
Inspire your heart with art day.
Yay. That should be
that's
every
nice.
day.
That
Yes,
is every day.
absolutely.
Yeah. And hot chocolate day should be every day,
Yeah.
at least in the winter.
Agreed.
And Scotch tape day, of course, because
Yay.
it was invented on this day.
Yep.
So wrap yourself up in Scotch tape.
Woohoo.
Go out and show your love.
With a cup of hot chocolate.
Right?
Yes.
So our number for the day is 4,437. Get this. This is one that hits close to home right now because I have one of these sitting in my driveway that is currently broken. That has an estimate of about this amount. 4,437. That is the average bill for the repair of an American vehicle.
Ooh.
Wow. Average.
Average.
Yeah.
That
That's
means
crazy.
there's a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Yes.
For an electric vehicle, that average goes up to $6,618.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's that 4,500. That's about what it costs to replace the transmission in mine. That is the issue.
Aw.
I was looking at doing it expensive and hiring somebody, but that's more than my vehicle is worth.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna get one from a junkyard and go out and replace it myself in the spring, and then just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Hope I don't have to do it again in another 3
idea.
months. Yeah. Do it cheap.
Yep.
So we got about 15 minutes left in the show. Let's go ahead and move on to the news attack. This is where the first part's a joke, and the first part is true story, and the second part is a really, really dumb joke. This is where if Scott was here, he would have some fun sound effects, and I just haven't gotten myself around to getting the sound effects ready and all that. But
Do you want me to make some?
Yes, we have our special guest here to provide sound effects, and she's going to recreate some movie clips and quotes for these shows. So
Sure.
I think she has a kazoo over there, maybe. I see a drum and a mandolin behind her. So knock yourself out, Kat. Why don't you go ahead and start us off, Sharon?
Okay, Americans will consume 27 billion calories on Super Bowl Sunday.
Ooh.
Super Bowl Sunday, the day when your diet takes more hits than the quarterback.
Oh. Wah, 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 wah.
Are we taking turns doing
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Go ahead, Lavonne.
Same thing. Americans will consume 27 billion calories. Super Bowl Sunday. The only thing getting a workout that day is the TV remote. Yeah.
I gotta say, I talked about it last week. I am sad that Detroit didn't make it in. I'm not a big Detroit fan, but if any city could use the boost in America, I think it's the Detroit Flint area could really use the morale boost. And something good happened for that city. They were so close.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. That, and I'm really not a 49ers fan. Go Seahawks. The price of chicken is expected to fall considerably, which is great because I spent most of my last paycheck on those new Stanley mugs.
I don't get it.
What is the deal with that?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Big, giant, oversized. I guess right now they're hot pink. They're these massive. They're made by Stanley, the company that makes the thermoses, and they're just all the rage, and they're selling for crazy high prices. You go into any of the big box stores, and you walk in, and there's big displays of them. Set up like Costco displays.
And people are fighting over them.
People are going nuts over these things.
Dude, it's a mug.
How big? How much does it hold?
About 1,000 gallons.
Oh, and so it has wheels on it so you can tote it with you?
Yeah, I think you have to rent a small motorized cart to carry them around with you.
Oh,
No,
funny.
There's a few videos, though. I think the best use of them, the big, wide, fat mouths on them, they perfectly hold a pint of ice cream. Yeah, and they keep your ice cream cold and your hands warm. So I don't own them. I'm not going to go out and buy a Stanley Cup. But if you do, I think you should keep in mind that you can keep your ice cream in there. So that's all.
Okay, a study claimed there's no evidence that social media causes depression. The study was conducted by researchers at Instagram University in association with the TikTok Institute of Technology.
Wow.
I don't think that last part's a joke. I think that's serious. Who else?
I think the best way to do it, and it's good exercise too for your thumb, is just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling, and then you don't have to worry about those arguments you get into online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or once in a while, the little reels, and you click on, and their house is so perfect. And then I saw one where this lady showed just her perfect house, and then she showed everything around it in the room. It was a disaster.
Awesome.
It was so fun.
I think that was Call Me Chris.
Oh, really?
I know she did a video like that. She's one of the more prolific TikTokers. She does multiple characters. She's hilarious.
Oh, because it was just so cute.
her.
Yeah, because it was so realistic. This corner just looks perfect.
I saw her do a video, and it was hilarious because it was funny because she does all these. She's so famous now, and she does all these videos. She's made countless millions of dollars probably from her videos.
Oh,
and she literally cleans out like very carefully just what's on camera, and the rest of her house just looks like everybody else's. So. Who's next?
Okay,
here?
my turn.
Yeah.
Well, it's another Super Bowl one. It's a week from Sunday, so pull up a chair, or if you're the size of the rest of your fellow Americans, pull up a love seat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Ouch.
bad. Ooh.
Wow. So researchers think that one day we'll take a pill that can replace working out. That's going to be awesome. I can crush it up and sprinkle it on my Egg McMuffin.
McGriddle. Oh my God, McGriddles. I can't eat them because they have gluten in them, but man, they taste good.
I don't know.
Oh, that means you have eaten them.
Oh yeah, a friend got one, and I was like, "Can I try that?" And it's like maple syrup in a English muffin,
a bread-like substance.
Yes, well, that's true.
Yeah,
with bacon and egg and cheese, and the maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of that stuff. I don't even know if it's legally classified as food.
Probably not.
But man, it's delicious anyway.
It is.
Well, yeah, I think their researchers spend a lot of time and money figuring out what's going to make us addicted.
Oh, they do.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Who's
It's
next
you,
here?
Chuck.
Is it me? I just did
Sharon.
that last one.
Oh,
Yes,
is it
you,
you?
Sharon?
Oh,
It's you, Sharon.
the average fee these days for using an ATM other than your bank's ATM is $4.73. That's not
Wow.
including the tip.
Oh, but I'm bumped.
Oh, when you're ATM, would you like to
I
leave a
have
tip on that?
somebody wants to join here.
hello,
I don't know if you can see. She's like saying, "Feed me, Mom."
I think
Sorry.
she might hear my voice. She loves coming into the studio and saying hi to everybody.
Aw, she's so sweet.
Now the last one here. Who gets this last one? I think it's you, Lavonne.
Me.
Yeah.
A study found that skipping breakfast is linked to developing hardening of the arteries. Well, I never do that. But I have to go to Denny's/Bob Evans doctor's orders. I don't get that.
Well, to have breakfast, you have to go there. You have to go there. Doctor's orders.
okay.
Yes, and you have to go there so that you will get heart disease so that they can operate on you and make money.
So you're not skipping breakfast.
You're not skipping breakfast, but you're
that's
also
true.
getting hardening
Okay.
of the
Well,
arteries.
Denny's. Yeah, I love Denny's. I don't know what Bob Evans is.
It must
Is that
be the
around
same
here?
type of something somewhere else.
I think it's
In
southern
some other
for
part of the
Denny's.
country.
Yeah,
What?
Well, there's Denny's down south too, though.
yeah, I know. But
yeah.
Are Bob Evans everywhere? I know when I was in the South, there were Bob Evans everywhere. I don't know if
Yeah.
if it's a thing that's in this part of the country.
Oh, it's
so
a
much.
South
I think
thing.
Midwest
Okay.
too, I think.
Same type of restaurants.
Yeah,
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 with breakfast and
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
yeah. Or like a Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah.
Traveling across the
Yes.
country, Cracker
Yeah.
Barrels were always the best, and they always have overnight RV
Yes.
parking.
Oh really?
So yeah, if you're traveling,
Yes.
you can park behind a Cracker Barrel and then get up in the morning and get yourself some breakfast and spend all your money on the useless junk they have in their store.
Oh.
Yeah. It's fun useless junk though. So let's go ahead and move on to Wacky But True to finish out the show. We got about 6 minutes left. This is where these are just true stories, and we're gonna talk about them and laugh about it and make fun of the people in the stories. The first one here, a 22-year-old man found himself in quite the mess after burglary gone wrong. Brandon Thorne got stuck inside a downtown high-rise building and had an embarrassing accident in his pants, resulting in having to call 911 for help. Authorities rushed into the building to respond to Thorne's distress call. When they arrived, they discovered he was a burglar who gained entry through a shattered glass door and made his way up to the 15th floor. Wow. So
Don't they have bathrooms in that 15th
right?
floor?
He couldn't have broke into a bathroom?
I'm sorry, but you wet your pants or worse and you called 911?
Right?
That's just take your pants off.
That is just really wacky.
That is
That
bizarre.
is wacky.
Yeah.
Why would
okay.
calling 911 be your first instinct for that?
I don't know.
Like, uh-oh.
Well, at first, when you started, I thought, well, maybe he was stuck in one of those air vents or something, you know. But
Right.
all right. The next one. One family's McDonald's order went from small to supersized, resulting in an epic 200 McNugget delivery. TikToker Jessica Facero shared the incident, which happened when her husband accidentally hit the 20 times multiplier while ordering a 10-piece nugget meal through the DoorDash app. The family's reaction in the video is priceless as they unpack boxes upon boxes of McNuggets. Although the incident happened back in 2017, the couple decided to share the footage just recently.
Wow.
Wow, that was
Wow.
quite the bill on their
No kidding.
card,
Yeah.
too.
And how many sauces do you need for that?
Right?
Yeah, 20 times. Yeah.
Sir, would you like a packet of sauce with that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That
Is it my turn again?
No, I think it's Lavonne.
Go ahead, Lavonne.
Oh, okay. A woman in Spain who wasn't invited to her sister's wedding showed up anyway and attacked the bride, pulling out clumps of her hair.
Well, no wonder the
Wow.
bride didn't want her there.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
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 That's crazy.
I had an experience recently earlier this year. I went to a family member's wedding, and her sister was not invited to the wedding. And it was it was a good wedding. Everybody had a good time, but the lead up to the wedding was awkward because we're all on social media together and making plans, and I was doing sort of the sound for her wedding and doing some of the announcements and everything, and asking her questions. And a couple times I, not thinking about it, just posted stuff to her Facebook page. And then one time her sister actually liked my comment on her sister's a question on her sister's page. And I'm like, uh-oh. And she messaged me back right away. You're not supposed to talk about it. She doesn't know this is happening. Like, oh,
oops,
leave me out of it, please.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm so glad I was born into the family I was born into. I love all my brothers and sisters, and we are all so kind to each other.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so this
Your
is my
turn,
turn.
Chuck.
Oh my goodness, I'm losing track of my own stuff here. Pizza Hut restaurant in Timmins, Ontario gained unexpected attention after a spelling error led to an amusing sign posted on its door. The sign was supposed to inform customers about the temporary closure of the dining room due to unforeseen circumstances, but instead, it hilariously blamed unforeseen circumcisions.
That is unforeseen.
That is. Photos on the sign were shared online, receiving even more attention when actor George Takei shared the image on Twitter. Oh, my.
Yes.
A Timmins hospital joined in on the fun, suggesting that Pizza Hut should focus on pizza and leave the circumcisions to them.
That's awesome.
And next we have a man in Poland walked into a convenience store, put the equivalent of a $20 bill on the counter and asked for change. When the clerk opened the cash drawer, the man pulled out a knife and asked for all the cash in the register, which the clerk provided. The man took the cash and fled, leaving the $20 bill on the counter. The total amount of cash he got from the drawer was $15.
Oh, my.
Wow.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. All right, Lavonne,
Okay,
take
one more.
us out. Yeah.
All right. Undercover police in China were trying to track down a wanted drug dealer, so they called his phone and asked his location. The drug dealer asked, "Who is this?" So the cops hung up. The drug dealer called the number on his caller ID and said to the person on the other end of the line, "If you don't stop calling, I will beat you." So the cops called the drug dealer back and agreed to meet him for a fight. And when the drug dealer showed up, they arrested him.
So I guess everybody was kung fu fighting.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Well, you can't trust what your caller ID says.
That's
Right.
true.
Right.
You know?
I keep getting all kinds of spoof calls lately. They're having individuals' names or business names, and I look them up, and it's someone that might be calling me or calling the radio station, and they're always. I've gotten on this list of these solar companies. We can provide free solar to your home, and I'm getting like 15 a day.
Wow.
And man, it's getting annoying.
Well, if it's on your phone, you should be able to block those numbers. I was
But
getting...
they're all a different number.
Yes, and I blocked one number from something that was all these different numbers, and it blocked them all. I didn't get any more because they just... I took a class in Spokane once through the credit union and it was on the scams and stuff, phone scams, and it was taught by one of the police chiefs in Spokane, a detective, and somebody else. But they said that they can pull any number, and they can put a number in, and they can put it in as, like they will call and put it in as, the police, and then you call that number back, and it will actually say Spokane Police, even though it's not the Spokane Police number.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow.
And so... you can block the number because it blocks the original number, not the number they've used and showed you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if they're doing a lot of that robo-type things where they're just pulling numbers out of the hat, because lots of times you'll get a 936 number, and yet it's somebody that's speaking with a foreign accent,
right?
You know,
right.
like in India or somewhere, trying to sell you something.
I have one more tip, just in case, at least on my iPhone. I don't know about Androids, but iPhones have a thing where you can silence any unfamiliar number. There's a setting in there, and I always put that on all the time so that those numbers, they can go to voicemail. They can, if they leave me a voicemail, I'll check it out and call back if it's somebody I want to talk to. Otherwise, I don't.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't. It doesn't ring. I don't get the notification at all except for voicemail.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then if I'm expecting a call from an unfamiliar number, like, you call and you need a call back from some business or something, I'll turn it off just for that call and wait for it and then put it back onto silence.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Just so you know.
Nice
Very cool.
feature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
they probably have it on Androids too.
We just have to figure it out.
Yeah. I'll have to find a teenager to help me.
Yes.
Or a 7-year-old.
Yes.
They'll figure it out. All right, well, that about wraps us up for the day. We're a little bit late. I'd like to remind everyone you can stay tuned right here tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. for Music for the Mountain. Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQueen is going to be on the air from 8 to 10 this evening live in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we're going to round things out with Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, and Total. That is from the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence organization. And then later on today, I'm going to be going out and about, actually immediately after the show is over, and start getting out those 50/50 raffle tickets. Those are going to be at various locations. They're going to be at the Yale Press, the gift shop behind the Yale Press, the SETI's gift shop. I'm going to get those out at Valley Drug Company. They are already for sale at the Independent office. And you can always contact us through the KCHW Facebook page or call our KCHW phone number, and we can direct you to where those tickets are. Or if I'm here in the studio, you can come in and purchase them directly here. Those are going to be a 50/50 raffle. That's going to be drawn at before the last band goes on. I believe the time is 5:30 at Winterfest. And the winner gets 50% of the ticket sales.
And how much do those tickets cost, Chuck?
Those tickets are $5. Oh. Thank you very much for asking. That's a good question. Yeah. So $5. Hopefully, if we get a lot of tickets sold, it could be a pretty good little prize for somebody.
Yeah.
Could help you pay some bills, or you could turn around and donate that money back to KCHW if you wanted to. No pressure. I'm just saying.
Well, or take your date out for Valentine's.
There you go. It's a good time for that.
Yeah.
Or it'll be here during you'll be able to get the money during the Winterfest. Maybe you can take that and spend some money at some of the vendors that we'll have set up.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to KCHW Morning Show. Thank you for Kat Brooks for joining us today. You're always a pleasure to have on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Lavonne. And you guys
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you to all of our sponsors. You guys have a good day.
Great to have a local day.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with Three Amigo Thursday, and then myself, Scott Allen, and Jet Timmons for the morning show on Friday. Once again, thank you so much for listening to KCHW. We will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.